by a certain, let's see, I don't even know how to say this, by a certain Montenegrin Street, I'm not quite sure what that means, that is named after a certain USC head coach. For the past 4 years, he has competed for the same coach, playing one of the world's most demanding sports, almost halfway around the world from where both of them learned the game of water polo. At USC, he became a quick fit into the Trojan family, and the language barrier proved to be no obstacle as he quickly dug into his studies as seriously as he competed in the water. A talented and devoted teammate, he has helped the Trojans extend their record stretch of reaching the NCAA finals and making NCAA title match appearances in all 4 years to take the streak out to 13 consecutive finals reached. His athletic and academic work ethic helped him maintain one of the highest GPAs on the team throughout his career, and he was one of the program's record 8 Trojans to earn NPSF Scholar Athlete status in 2017. He finishes his USC water polo career with 54 goals and an overall record of 97-20 as a Trojan. In addition to a stellar academic resume, he also recently stepped into a leadership role serving as USC student athlete representative at the Pac-12 Global Summit earlier this year. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lazer Pasuljevic.
Hello everyone, my name is Lazer Pasuljevic, and I'm honored to have the opportunity to address all of you today. I gotta say that I'm surprised by the large number of attendees in the room today. I grew up in a really small country called Montenegro in Southeast Europe, and I guess this is what it must look like when the president of Montenegro is addressing the country. In Montenegro, I spent my childhood, finished elementary and high school in a small and beautiful town on Adriatic coast called Herzegovina, where I also live with my parents and siblings. My dad is a doctor, my mother is an architect, my brother is an economist, and my sister is a lawyer. And then there's me, a guy who still doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. I always felt pressure as the youngest member of the family to be as successful and ambitious as my parents and siblings. I started playing water polo over 15 years ago at one of the most successful water polo clubs in Europe. I was the first and only athlete in my family. Throughout the years of hard work and strict discipline, I progressed onto the junior national team of Montenegro and the senior club team of Jadran. I played for my club team for 2 years, after which I decided I wanted to go to college. It actually worked out perfectly for me because not long after my decision to apply for schools in the United States, my coach, Jovan, reached out to me and we talked for a long time. He gave me a very nice picture of being a student athlete at USC. My dream began to come true. Before speaking with Coach Jovan, the only picture I had about America was from what I saw in the movies. When I moved to the United States on the comforts of my hometown in Montenegro, the thought of interacting with people from a new culture, with a language I barely spoke, was intimidating and challenging. However, this didn't stop me from coming. I was enticed by the challenge of overcoming these barriers and making a life for myself in a country that I knew very little about. Over the past 4 years, I continuously demonstrated my ability to learn a new language and connect with people from unfamiliar cultures and backgrounds. I've forged strong relationships not only in the pool with my teammates, but with my coaches, professors, administration staff as well. Going to another continent as an 18-year-old boy was a great adventure and challenge. The first days were heavy for me. My body was trying to get used to another time zone. I barely spoke English and had a hard time communicating with everyone on my team. I was learning a new way of playing water polo, and on top of that, I was in class listening to lectures in a language I barely spoke. I was living a new life full of obligations, lots of work and responsibilities. Still, if not for the daily support of my parents, many friends and their parents, and coaches as well, the path would have been much more difficult for me. Now, after finishing this wonderful adventure, I would like to thank everyone for the effort they put in to help me succeed in college. If I had to start reading names and thank yous, we would be here until tomorrow, so I would simply and sincerely like to thank the entire USC athletic department. I do also want to thank all the individuals and families who have personally supported me over the past 4 years, and I also want to say a special thank you to my mom who is here today. We have all been through a lot these past few years, and I know that those experiences, especially the late nights at the 9:00, followed by the 6 a.m. practice and 8 a.m. classes, will benefit us in our next step in life. Knowing and having coaches like Johan, and I know everybody at the university has heard his yelling at some point, has prepared us to be mentally tough and ready for professional life. Our coaches, professors, teammates, and classmates have all had a hand in developing us into better versions of ourselves. We have learned how to win and lose, but the biggest challenges in life have yet to happen. Knowing that we have gone through USC as student athletes, we know that we're ready to take on anything that life throws at us. Once again, thank you all so much. Congratulations to my fellow seniors, and fight on.